Good morning everyone, today is another pre-maintenance checklist video, which means we're going over all of the different campaigns which are ending with this coming maintenance. But before we jump into all of that, if you're new to the channel, I upload NGS content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe, as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the very first thing I want to go over is, of course, the keyword. The keyword is midsummertcgcraze. It's all in lowercase. Once you type that, you're simply going to go to your systems over here, get campaign items, receive item account, and you will get 3 rappy-shaped fritters. So make sure that you actually do pick that up. Again, the keyword is linked in the description below. Now, with the freebies out of the way, the next thing I want to remind everyone is the maintenance is actually going to be 3 hours earlier than normal. So regular maintenance is 10 a.m. my time, so it's actually going to be 7 a.m. my time instead of 10 a.m. So just keep that in mind, that maintenance is going to be 3 hours earlier than normal. Now, the next thing I want to go over are, of course, what exactly is going away at the end of maintenance. And the biggest thing is going to be, of course, the seasonal event itself. So you will no longer be able to farm for any more seasonal points after the maintenance. However, Shandy, or the event shop, is actually still going to be here until August 7th, which means that you can still spend your seasonal points for an additional week. However, you will no longer be able to earn any more seasonal points. So I do recommend that if you have not earned enough seasonal points to buy out everything yet, that you actually spend the time to actually earn a little bit of seasonal points, whether it's through the limited time quest or farming just regular enemies in combat zones, so that you can actually buy out all of these goodies. Now, the next thing I want to remind everyone is going to be your reward box medals. So you need to earn your reward box medals by doing your dailies every single day, and that way you can spend them on the actual reward box and get all of these cosmetic items. Now, there are a lot of really nice cosmetic items, a total of 40. So hopefully you have been doing your dailies every single day and you have gotten a bunch of these reward box medals. I believe you only need to do 10 days worth of dailies, since they were giving you 4 of these reward box medals every single day. Unfortunately, if you're like me and you just didn't have a lot of time to play, or you just weren't playing very much, you can see I only have 20 of my reward box medals July 2024, so I have like 3 days left to do my dailies. So if I do that, that's another 12 medals, so I can only get a total of 32 medals. But it's really important that you actually spend them. All right, so even though you might have the medals sitting around in your inventory, you actually need to spend them immediately before the maintenance, as once the maintenance rolls around, you won't be able to get any more of these items anymore, and all of those extra medals will be null and void, because the only thing you can do with them is actually go into the shop over here, item recycle, scroll to the very bottom, and right here, the special scratch ticket. And as we can see on the third option right here, you can exchange 2 recycle reward box medals into one of these special scratch tickets, which is okay. You know, if you didn't care about any of those cosmetic items, you could always just do this and use the special scratch tickets to obtain more star gems instead. So that is an alternative if you don't care about the cosmetic items offered in the reward box. Now, with all of that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about are going to be the AC and SG scratches. So the very big one is, of course, the 12th anniversary support item select. So this is, of course, the Addy scratch banner. So if you did want any of the parfait capsules, this is where you can pick them up. If you want to spend some money, of course, you can just buy this off the player shop. However, they are awfully expensive. So if we take a look at this, you know, the 13 million, they have gone up in price because people have realized that, hey, you know, the banner is going away, so supply is going to dry out and demand's going to go up, so naturally prices are going to go up. However, if you're a little bit more patient, it's perfectly fine, because you can wait for this Addy scratch to come back again. They did announce this in the NGS headline. I'm very surprised that they're doing another one so quickly, but nevertheless, we are going to be getting another support item select. So if you do miss out on the Addy capsules, or if you're not willing to pay the current prices, you could always wait for the next one and pick them up that way. However, if you are a cash user, I do highly recommend people to consider spending a little bit on this banner because of the scratch count bonuses. So the main one that I want to point out is, of course, the N Augment Transfer Pass that requires you to scratch 50 times, because remember, this is a full-on transfer pass. This is not a voucher, so this is actually like 100 vouchers merged together. It's really, really useful. Having this will pretty much guarantee one of your armors to transfer all of your augments, because as I said before in the NGS headline recap, the developers did confirm that our armors will not be getting any XD capsules, so you know, you're pretty much safe with these augment transfer passes for all of your armors. Another thing that you can also look at is scratching 70 times. This is a little bit more on the expensive side, but you do get a a Gland Gigas Maste S, which is of course a 100% success rate for Gland Gigas Maste, which is also a very high value capsule. Now the next scratch that is going away is of course the Summer Sky Seaside 2024. So you know, this one's the one with all the bikinis, the speedos, as well as the swimwear. This one does have some really high value items, especially like the type 1 outfits, for surprisingly enough. So if you did want anything here, you might want to pick that up soon. Now the next thing that is also going away is the Halpha Revival July 2024. This one requires you to spend star gems. Personally, I wouldn't spend the star gems because you get 150 free pulls on this. So if you already finished your 150 free pulls, the banner will just disappear. That's why you don't see it on my thing, because I already finished all 150 pulls. However, if you haven't done your free pulls yet, please make sure that you log in every single day, or well, you've got like 3 days left. So at the very least, you can still get that 30 pulls. So please make sure that you don't sleep on that if you haven't logged in a while. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is of course the casino campaign. It is heading towards the end of the casino campaign, but if you do have the base game installed, you want to transfer the PSO2 block, go into the casino and exchange all of your casino coins into star gems. Personally, I can't actually do that because I do not have the base game installed on my laptop, since my laptop is kind of small on the storage space. Now, since the seasonal event is going away, that also includes the limited time quest. So if you haven't done Drill Unidentified Region A64, I do recommend doing this at least once, because you do get 10 Super Fantasy Festival special scratch tickets by just completing this one time. So make sure that you actually do that so that you get your 10 tickets. Now, on top of that, it might be a good idea to run this limited time quest a couple of times, because you do have a chance of getting the Gigas Maste, and it is a pretty solid option to earn a ton of these seasonal points so that you can buy out everything from the seasonal shop if you haven't done so already. Now, regarding the Super Fantasy Festival special scratch, this doesn't go away until August 7th. However, just like the seasonal points, you won't be able to earn any more of these tickets after the maintenance, but you can always spend the tickets afterwards. So, you know, you're gonna be perfectly fine if you don't have to go out of your way to immediately spend all these tickets now. However, just understand that after the maintenance, you won't be able to earn any more of these tickets. Alright, with all of that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about is of course the ARKS Records. So this week's ARKS Records is Wild Avalanche Solo, so you just got to make sure that you do this at least once in order to get your ARKS Record badges. And the reason why you want your ARKS Record badges is of course to pick up these weapon camos as well as star gems. Remember, all 4 of these weapon camos are going away after the maintenance. They're going to be replaced with another 4 different type of weapon camos. So if you did want any of these, you want to pick them up before the maintenance. However, if you don't care about these, it's perfectly fine to hold on to your ARKS Record badges so that right after the maintenance, when they refresh the weapon camos, you can take a look and see if there's anything that you actually want. And if there is, well, then at least you have the ARKS Record badges in order to exchange for them. Now, if you don't care about any of this, you know, just stick with the star gems. You can never go wrong with star gems. The next thing I want to talk about is of course the Aegis Integra. So we're going to scroll all the way down here, go to Aegis Integra. We're going to exchange all of our Neo A weapons into more Aegis Integras, and then we're going to use our Aegis Integras in order to pick up our 50 Aegis souls, as well as all of our different dominoes over here, so that we can craft our Halphinales. So once we've done that, we're simply going to head over to the item lab over here. We're going to go to Augment Capsule Exchange right here. We're going to find our Halphinales, and we're going to craft our Halphinale. Unfortunately, I can only make one, so that means I cannot craft a Lux Halphinale, I believe. Yep, I am 4 Halphinale short in order to create a Lux Halphinale, but it is what it is considering that I have not played a lot today. So nevertheless, we're going to put all of this away, and we're going to put Rapid Shape Fritters away. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is going to be, of course, the item recycle shop right here. Don't forget to actually pick up your 50 star gems over here. Again, you can exchange 50 NEXQs for 50 star gems, so we're going to do that right there. Boom, 50 star gems obtained, and we're also going to get our 50 alpha reactors for 100 NEX cubes, and wabam, there we go. So now that we've gotten that, we can sell our 50 alpha reactors. That's another 175,000 Meseta. Now again, if you're hurting for these NEX cubes, you can always come to the exchange enhancement materials, go to other enhancement materials, and right here at the very top, you're going to see NEX cubes. You can turn all of your class EX cubes into extra NEX cubes. As you can see, I've got a bajillion of these Braver EX cubes, so I'm going to turn those in, 999 of those Braver cubes into 99 of these NEX cubes. So that is a really easy way to get a bunch of these cubes so that you can get your weekly 175,000 Meseta as well as those 50 star gems. Now with that out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about is going to be, of course, the Genesis point shop over here. So again, we're going to go exchange Genesis points. If there's anything that you need over here, for example, master fragments, as well as the Foundia capsules, you know, you could always pick them up over here. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, I haven't been playing much, so I don't have much Genesis points at all. I don't have much of anything, to be honest, and I really do need to catch up in the last 3 days before all of these campaigns go away. And last but not least is, of course, the Alliance point exchange shop over here. So make sure that you go to exchange for Alliance badges right here, and make sure that you pick up your 30 star gems, so wabam and wabam. And of course, if you still need more Genesis points, you could pick them up over here, as well as all of the different triggers. So remember the Rune Griffin suppression trigger thingy, so if you did want that, you can pick that up over here. I don't think it's worth a lot of money now. Like, let's take a look. Yeah, see, it's going for 10,000 now, so it's not worth a ton. But, you know, you remember you need 5 triggers to run, so it's still 50,000 Meseta. It's not much, but it is something. So that is something that you guys could consider if you want, if you're like me and you have a lot of those Alliance badges just sitting around. Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.